Welcome to my channel once again, and this is Tolu Talks with Toluwalope. Okay, today we'll be talking about we'll still be continuing on the series The Bridge, and we'll be talking about examining the relationship between the older women and the younger women. In order to do justice to this topic, I won't be doing it alone. I'll be doing it with the help of Pastor Mrs. Rebecca Fabiyi. She's actually a beautiful child of God, also a registered nurse, um, a, a registered nurse, a mother, and a beautiful wife to the lead pastor of Revival Pioneer Ministry International. Okay, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, thank you, ma. Okay, so the topic I said earlier, examining the relationship between the older women and the younger women. This topic was born out of my examination of the relationship I've had with older women as a younger woman myself, and the observation I've also had. I've observed people struggle or try to have the kind relationships with older women, maybe people my age trying to have a relationship with older women, or older women trying to create relationships with younger women. And this has left questions in my mind. Mm, thank you very much, Mary. Yeah, so I'll also, well, I remember there are some, because I really, I grew up um, looking, looking up to some older women, and then my mom and some other women too that my mom admire and all that. And I see some of them that are most of them are very inspiring, and they talk about how they're able to get to the apex of their career while building a home, while doing so many things and all that. However, they still find it difficult to they're inspirational, but they find it difficult to teach people, teach younger people or younger ones. Maybe they find it difficult or something. It's not even say they find it difficult. It's difficult for them to pass the secrets of their exemplary life to the younger women. And I don't know. It is increasingly becoming difficult to actually follow in those footsteps. So I want to believe the lack of trust and the generational differences and what are that?
Yeah, gender differences, lack of trust. What else did I mention? Expectations.
And yes,
Yeah, expectations. Um,
Yeah,
rigidity. You know.
Yeah, there are things that have
Being
hindered
there,
them from really inspiring the younger generation or younger women. However, what role does communication or can communication play in this,
yeah.
in achieving this goal? What?
Communication is the key. We've talked about it that if there's no socialization, there's no way relationship can be built. You socialize, during socialization, you communicate, you talk. As we're talking now, this is socializing, this is talking. One way or the other, we're getting from each other. So we're cooking together, we're saying something. Oh, I'm seeing the way you make something, or the way you cover it may just be the way you just cover it and I say, oh, do this, I don't do it like this. And I see the different taste. I say, oh, I learned because we are every opportunity to communicate. We are creating it, we are allowing it, so
And okay, thank you, ma. And I think you also mentioned of vulnerability.
yeah.
Like the older people should be more vulnerable to share not just their success stories, but also things that didn't really work out nice in order to teach.
Yeah.
And the younger people, they need a level of trust to also be vulnerable. Wow, I think that makes it. Wow, thank you very much, man. So I want to ask, in the absence of this relationship, since they are not really common because of some of these barriers we talked about. So I want to ask, like, are there what is the younger generation at the risk of losing, like younger women? What are we at the risk of losing in the absence of this kind of relationship?
Yeah, I believe that the older ones have a wealth of experience
Mm,
which they can share. No matter how many books out there or resources, materials,
mm,
people can go on YouTube to see. Let me type on Google and see maybe this has happened to someone or something. There are information out there,
mm,
but to really get from the mouth of someone that have a kind of that have experienced this thing that you can talk on one with, that you are seeing, I think that goes to another level.
mm,
Make it more practical.
mm,
So that wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, the other ones has the, the other ones have that the young ones could tap from.
mm,
Like a excuse me, Jesus Christ. Sorry, because you use the passage of the scripture, that's why. So I'm referring to scripture. So Jesus Christ said that the Bible said that Jesus, that is the we're not being touched by we do not have an high priest that is not being touched by our infirmity, because he had experienced it. He came, right? So because he had experienced it, he's able to succor us, he's able to support us, he's able to advocate for us in the presence of the Father. Father, I was in the flesh, I know what it means. He said, then we should come boldly to the throne of grace, to him, to receive from what he has experienced. He said, even though he was a man like us, he was tempted in every area without sin. So he has passed through. How did he make it through? So we come boldly to the throne of grace to receive praise, to receive the leading, to receive the instruction. So what am I saying? I'm trying to do a kind of analogy right there. That from the experience of others, that can make the journey smoother. So what you alone can be struggling with, it may be as simple as a child throwing tantrum.
mm,
So how do I handle such a child? How do I still love this? Still handle this, still handle the house. Keep her at home. Keep her at home is these days not necessarily staying at home, but you are still able to keep your home, and you are still you. How do you manage all together? Keep her at home and at the same time being a professional person. But your home is still being kept by the grace of God. So it takes how were the old ones, how are they able to do it? What did they do? What so you can that's what is at stake. That is, if there's no that relationship, that knowledge may not be passed across to others. And what a journey of a day can be postponed to like 5 days. So because one can struggle, somebody said, okay, I've passed through this thing. Let me hold your hand and let me show you. And you say, okay, no, I want to
do it
I
myself.
want to really figure it out. By the time you have to, even if care is not taken, by the time you are trying to to clear the bushes, and then one, one can be tired, fed up, say, you know what, doesn't want it. I don't think I can go this way. You know, I can, maybe I have to do it the way the world are doing it. Many are doing without men in their life. They are doing without their children. I want to be, I want my own life. Because does not asking the old way. How has it been? How has it been possible? What can I do? Yeah. So I think
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much, ma'am. That means the younger generation is at the risk of losing access to the experiences that the older generation have had that could make their journeys easier and faster.
that's my thoughts.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. I don't know. I feel there's so much to be said because I've seen this manifest in different ways. Like, imagine if someone that is just having child for the first time, like going through the process of pregnancy and all those body changes for the first time, and to now have someone who has experienced something like that before, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
And the person will be worried over an issue that may not even be something to worry about.
Even not only being worried, such one can be mad at everybody in the house, because of they're not really understanding what the body is saying. Then how do I love the, the children? I might love my husband, so or obey when I'm passing through something like this that he has caused. So yeah, I'm supporting what you just said. Yeah.
Thank you very much, man. That's beautiful. So I also want to ask another way around. As much as we have so many things to gain from this relationship with the older women, are there things too that the older women are at the risk of losing if this relationship does not exist between the with the younger women?
Um, yes, I believe because at the beginning I've tried to help us to see us to establish the fact that this is not a one-way issue. Even though the Bible says older women to teach the young women. The Bible still tells us that there is a relationship. So, as the young one would learn from the old one, the old one would learn from the young one. So, what can be lost? Okay, I remember, sorry, my daughter, I usually call her my daughter, my teacher. Because at times I would say, oh, mom, this way. I say, okay, younger generation. There are some things that they know that we do not know. So was my daughter and my teacher. That's the kind of a word of encouragement already that my mom is ready to learn. So as I'm ready to, and so with that I can even come into her too, because if I'm able to call you my daughter and my teacher, so you two should embrace me as your teacher. So I'm letting you know that I have something to learn. I can learn from you. You should be ready to learn from me too. So, but anyway, so to address the question, so I won't go away from the question, that what does the old ones have to lose, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you don't use, you lose it. So, no matter what be the experience, the knowledge you have acquired, if you don't find a way of, exchanging it, of, and giving it out, of sharing it, and you are allowing the barriers to hinder you from sharing it, you will lose it. What I mean is, you will die with your legacy. You will die with your resources, and that wisdom, that experience, that knowledge will be wasted. But God helps you that period of time. You are able to use that so that you can use it to help others. And so that the last part of that part is that the word of God will not be
Blasphemed.
So God, as I was saying, what we have passed through, we can support them. We can be of encouragement to others that are passing through the same. So if you are not an encouragement, then what is your life all about? So one wants to think about it that sorry, I would say if I wanted to be king, but like I was still talking about my daughter. I will remember when she was little that we have two sisters living with us. My daughter will still remember those memory verses that each of them teach. Say, oh, auntie so taught me this, and this one taught me this. So that is passing a legacy, passing something. So auntie taught me how to do this, to do the knitting, to make my bed like this. So that is passing on, and that is still with that person that, oh, auntie or mama, like so person taught me this. So that one will teach another person, and that is how your legacy continues. That is what you have become a blessing. So without sharing it, there's no way it can be a blessing. It will die with the person, and it will be a waste. And God has given that opportunity or that experience to be a blessing unto others. So withholding it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And the psychologists, they usually say this, that at the end of life, you know, from age 65 upward, that what the old ones does is that they will reflect back on their life, right? And they wanted to see is either they are satisfied or they regret. Have I made any impact? What has been the influence I've been able to make? So it will reduce their satisfaction, end of life satisfaction. If what you have, you hold on to it until you become that nobody is even ready to come close to you to even learn it. You say, and I know how to do this thing. And I know I will have been able to pass this. And it be kind of regret. So yeah.
Wow. Thank you very much, Ma. I'm so grateful.
Okay.
And finally, I would not like to ask, okay, so that this relationship is going to be, we will be able to have this kind of relationship and maximize the benefits that comes with having this kind of relationship. How would you suggest that we position ourselves as the younger generation and as the older generation?
Yeah, thank you. I believe part of that has been mentioned. We've talked about vulnerability,
Okay.
both sides. Say, you know what? No matter what, I've thrown myself out there. I need help. I will ask for it. So whatever that person does, that's his or her problem. Be ready to be vulnerable. So think about that. Well, it may be positive, it may be negative, but I pray it will be positive. I hope it will be positive. You throw yourself out there and see, so vulnerability and then a respect for each other. That is very huge. That is very huge because sometimes you see even the young ones see them using a kind of derogatory word, for the other ones, and things like that, or the way you are trying to pass knowledge to teach others, and the way they are taking it is like, you see the kind of rudeness, disrespect, you know, uh, that will make people not to wanting um, to share their knowledge, as it should be. So we want to show respect for one another. We want to be polite in our discussion. We want to ensure that um, be curiosity, readiness to learn from each other, you know, and then we want to show right attitude, you know. If I wanted to ask you something, oh, this thing is the issue. Can you? Or I wanted to ask you, something is bothering my mind. I want to ask you, and I come, and the way I approach you is as if uh, you are indebted to me. Yeah, but you obviously, I mean, you're kind of, you know. So already you have Stephen that relationship. That person already something that's already um, limits the expression. Even if the person is to say, to some extent, some things has come in that, the way your attitude, your presentation might even the relationship might hinder the release. So the way we approach each other, matters. So, but I want to come to you with an expectation, with a kind of, a learning attitude, readiness to learn. The way I present it motivates you to say, oh, yeah, I remember when this thing happened like this. I remember I have such an experience. And this is what I did. This is what I did. And yeah, and then you hold each other hand, you pray, you follow up. How is it? And then we want to keep confidentiality. That is very huge. So if one says that I've tried you twice, 3 times, 4 times, I say, no, this person is dependable. I can trust her. When I share something with her, it's where that thing is preserved. I want to come next time.
Mm.
So things like that.
Wow. Thank you very much, ma.
You're welcome.
Like, there's nothing more to add because I think everything you said was very explanatory. Thank you for um, deciding to share with us from your wealth of knowledge.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes.
That
And
you could not die with me.
and I'm so and I hope anyone watching would have learned one or two things from what, not even one or two things because I had notes here from what we've learned today. And even as we round off this program, I'd like to ask, is there anything, it may not even be related to the topic, you'd like to say to younger women out there?
Okay, I want to let you know that the older ones love you. Well, don't think that I'm old. So I'm not really old. So, but comparing to young ones like you, so the old ones love you. Nobody wants to die with their experience. People want to share. People want to help others. People want to be a blessing. So feel free, feel free to approach them, and then remember the issue of being vulnerable. Yeah, embrace vulnerability and see how it goes. And then I'm believing God that God will help us. That we'll be of one mind. We'll work together, and then the name of the Lord will not be blasphemed. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for as many that are watching or have watched this program. Every young lady out there or young woman out there, I want you to know that although your challenges are unique, you are growing in a different generation and all that. However, I want you to also know that you have resources around you and resources in person. We have living libraries in form of our mothers, mother-in-laws, or the older women around our lives who shows virtues such as that are admirable, such as being vulnerable, being confidential, and then being supportive in every way. We can tap into their wealth of experiences to become better people, better wives, better mothers, better professionals, and better women in general. Like, please the don't let anything stop you from tapping into the resources you have at your disposal. And I want to tell you, I want to appreciate you for listening. Thank you for watching this program. And I also want to encourage you to like this content and interact with this content. Subscribe to this channel and also share with your loved ones. And till I come your way in my next video, I want to say this is Toluwalope and thank you for watching.